Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the next episode of the Finance Glow Up channel. So, at this point, we've gone through the intro and established our goals for our Finance Glow Up. We've gotten some insights into our current financial situation with our finance tracker. We've gained some insights into the money going out of and hopefully even more going into our accounts each month. So next we'll be talking about some steps or some parts that say that should be done before we start investing. And usually this part I kind of tweak depending on who I'm talking to, but I'll give some of the general, let's say, insights. So the first part is setting up your rainy day check. I don't really know where that word came from. I guess for days that are rainy. I'm not sure if rain really is something bad in each country. But anyways, you can also call it a financial buffer, whatever you want to call it. But this amount, it's not really a set amount. It really depends on your situation. So if you're living at home or not, for example, but it's usually around, let's say between 3 to 6 months of living expenses. So in case you lose your job or something major happens. So yeah, for me, having a financial buffer, having this rainy day check is a sign of financial maturity and independence. And it's absolutely recommended to have this before you start investing so that you don't have to pull out your investments or pull out your own money and risk having to sell when the market is low. So this is absolutely recommended. And even if you're not looking to invest at the moment, this can be nice to have. For example, if the washing machine breaks down, then you have some pennies to be able to fix it and you don't have to wash by hand. Okay, this washing machine is maybe a bad example, but just having some money just in case some unexpected things come up. So when it comes to this rainy day check, the key is to have this money on a high interest savings account. So I'd recommend looking past some of the traditional banks and consider putting it on a savings account with a higher yield. And the reason I say this is that it can really add up over time. One thing to really pay attention to here is if this money falls under the depositogarantie, so it's called in Netherlands, that it's kind of backed by, and that if something happens to the bank, you'll get your money back. So I'd recommend talking to family, friends, maybe asking them where they keep their savings accounts, and maybe do your own research on it. But the key here is to be able to, it really still is a savings account, so you can always pull it out for whenever you need. Yes, that's the first one. I think another part here before we actually start investing is paying off any high interest debts that you may have. This is really important before you start investing, because when it comes to wealth creation and generating that, the one thing that can really eat and destroy that is debt, high interest debt specifically. Now, I get the question of student debt a lot, and I'm planning to make a separate video on that topic. But I'll give you a quick spoiler, and that is that at least for me at the moment, I'm not paying off my student debt faster than I have to. And the reason for this is that I have quite a low interest rate that they're asking for, and I can get a lot higher from either from my investments. So that's what I choose to do. But I know that there's a lot of reasons people choose to pay this off faster or don't, or it's a bigger debate. But I plan to make a separate video on that, and if you ever want to talk to me about that, I'm always happy to talk about that. But anyways, that's really paying off that credit card debt or any other high interest debt you may have is something I would recommend to do before really getting your money into investments. The last thing I have that I would say is putting some money towards any saving goals you may have. You have your buffer, let's say your financial buffer, and if you're really wanting to do some travels with the friends in 2 months, then you need to also make sure you have some money put away for that, so you're not taking out of your investments. I think that last one shouldn't be. It's not super complicated, but so those are just a few things I wanted to say. That's some steps to have before you start the next step, which is investing. So thank you so much once again for watching this video, and I'm super excited for the next step in the Finance Glow Up. Stay tuned. Have a nice day. I'm looking for a glow up in 5 minutes.